Listen, walking into a room full of perfect strangers can be very daunting. But what if you could cure your social anxiety and go into a room full of strangers and be fearless like The Rock in any environment, in any situation? My friend, listen, it's Dr. Del Toro. I'm getting ready to share with you 6 powerful strategies that you can utilize to be absolutely positively fearless and take over when you go into a room full of absolute strangers. You get to ditch the social anxiety, you get to ditch the nerves and the nervousness, and you get to walk in power, confidence, and authority. Let's rock. Can't wait. First thing you gotta do, if you really wanna take it to the next level, I literally just came back from a national conference with about 5,000 people, many of which were perfect strangers to me, right? So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I've done for 20 years and what I'm doing right now to make sure that I crush it in these environments, right? Number one, you gotta prepare and you've gotta research. So let's say you're getting ready to go to a conference or an event and it's big or it's small or it's just, you're in a room full of strangers. Research that environment and research that audience and research who these people are to get a good idea of who you're getting ready to be in front of. Because you need to know, those are 2 separate things. Who's gonna be there is one thing, but what the event is about is a whole complete separate thing. And so it's really important that you do some research and prepare in advance. Know how to dress for this particular event or conference or outing that you're going to or networking function. Is it dressed down? Is it business casual? Is it cocktail attire? Is it black tie attire? There's nothing worse than getting to an event and you didn't dress the part because you didn't prepare and research in advance. When I see people who come to an event and they didn't prepare in advance, they're like, oh my God, I'm so underdressed. And they're being underdressed, guess what? Massively explodes their lack of confidence. They don't approach people, they don't network, they sit on the sidewalls, and they don't get as much out of the event because they don't feel dressed appropriately for the event. So prepare and research in advance. Number 2, pre-network online. Ooh, this is a massive killer strategy. My friend, if there's an event that you're going to and you want to make sure that you are in that room and you're fearless, one of the coolest ways to be fearless in an environment is when people already know who you are in advance. And here's a cool way you can do that. Most events have some kind of an event page on Facebook or an event page on Eventbrite or a Facebook group for the people who are registering to go to that event. So start networking in advance, even if it's a massive event like a Tony Robbins conference, right? Most Tony Robbins events or big conference events, guess what? They put a Facebook page together or a LinkedIn group page of all the paid attendees. So join that group and start networking, start sharing who you are. Do a minute-and-a-half intro video on that page to the attendees coming, letting them know that you're excited about attending, letting them know why you're interested in being there, comment on articles about the event in advance. All of this pre-networking that you're doing online will begin to make you popular, right? Come on, before the event even happens. So when you show up, you don't have to worry about going around and awkwardly introducing yourself to a zillion people. Why? Because 30, 40, 50 people are going to run up to you and say, hey, Lisa, what's going on? Hey, John, that was an awesome article. Because you did the pre-networking online. When you show up, people are going to already know who you are. It's going to massively reduce the level of uncomfortability that you have. And it's going to massively explode your confidence when you get to that meeting, that event, fill in the blank. Number 3, I want you to set, this is a Dr. Del Toro secret sauce right here. I love this one. Number 3, I want you to set 3 different types of goals for this conference or event you're going to. I want you to set a content goal. What are you looking to learn from the event? When you take notes, I want you to take notes based upon the fact that you researched in advance and you got clear about the content that you wanted to pull from this particular event. So I want you to set a content goal as to what you want to learn. I want you to set a context goal. A context goal is different because a context goal is I could be learning content from a speaker, but I could listen to that speaker and I love some context about her style. I love the fact that she used a lot of slides that had great data. I love the fact that she did a survey with the audience in advance and shared the data live in person. That's not the content, that was the context that I enjoyed during the presentation or during the conference. Does that make sense? And then I also want you to set a connection goal. Who are the people that you want to meet when you're at this event? If you say, listen, the purpose of me going to this conference is to connect with at least 5 CEOs or 3 people who are over diversity, equity, inclusion. Or my goal of going to this conference is to get 5 brand new people to book calls with me about the opportunity to do future business. Does that make sense? No matter what it is that your goal and objective is, you want to set a content, a context, and a connection goal for going to this event. And when you set those 3 different kinds of goals going into the event, my friend, oh my gosh, you are going to go in there fearless because you have a plan. Most people that go to conferences and events, you know the reason why they're so nervous while they're there? They don't have a plan. So they're just kind of aimlessly walking around and just kind of looking through the conference booklet. They got their lanyard on and this, but they didn't go in with a plan. The people that go to events with a plan, oh my gosh, they walk with purpose. They walk to the bathroom, back from the bathroom with purpose. They know where the elevators are. They know where their room is. They know where the breakout sessions are. They know where the main general sessions are. And they went to the conference with a plan. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video, my friend. Listen, if you know that you want me as your mentor to take you to the next level, I highly encourage you to spend 1 year with me in our Inner Circle program. Do me a favor, click the link in our description so that you can learn more about our 1 year mentorship program called the Inner Circle Monetize Your Message Mastermind. Tip number 4, practice a quick little intro pitch. I want you to say, listen, I'm Dr. Del Toro, peak performance expert, Wall Street Journal, USA Today best-selling author, and I'm here because I'm a lifelong learner and I cannot wait to add massive value to every person I meet at this conference. Why are you here? That's my quick elevator pitch. Does that make sense? Wall Street Journal, USA Today best-selling author. Wow, what's the name of your book? The name of my book is called Shift Into a Higher Gear, Better Your Best and Live Life to the Fullest. We've been featured on NBC's Today Show 5 times. You can pick up a copy of the book everywhere books are sold. Tell me a little bit about why you're excited to be at this conference today. Practice your pitch and then practice the very thing that they're gonna say, ask you as a direct result of what you say to them. And make sure that your pitch is something that establishes you as an authority, establishes you as an expert, and also lets them know that you're there to serve them. When you go to a conference or an event or a networking function, don't go to an event with a pulling energy. You wanna go there with a pushing energy. How can I add value to this event? How can I add value to every person that I meet? How can I add value to every person I come into contact with? And if you go there with that agenda, you will impact people's lives in a powerful way. Number 5, approach people. I just want you to go up to people that you've never met before, but I want you to do something that I love to do, which is a quick name badge glance in advance. So here's what I do. If I'm about 5 or 6 feet away from someone, as I'm approaching someone I've never met before, I will take a quick glance at their lanyard and I will look at their first name. And instead of going up and saying, oh, hi, I'm Dr. Del Toro, I'm new to this conference, what I do is I say, hey, Lisa, that's a really great outfit. How are you? Nice to meet you. Oh my gosh. First thing they do is they love it. They smile instantly. Why? Write this down and remember this for the rest of your life. The sweetest word in a human being's own vocabulary, in their own mind, is their own name. So here's what I want you to do. 5 or 6 feet away from a group of people that you want to meet, just take a quick look, glance. That's what this is, glance. Glance at their name badges. And as you approach them, say, hey, John, it's nice to meet you. That's a nice pair of shoes. I'm Dr. Del Toro. I'm excited to be at this conference. What are you looking forward to learning? And put it back on them. As soon as I say I'm excited to do, hey, then he's going to say, hey, Dr. Del Toro, nice to meet you. He's like, I'm looking forward to learning blah, 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 blah. And now you put the conversation on them. So they start talking, the ice is broken, then you can go ahead and respond to the questions that they then ask you. Does that make sense? But do you see how just a quick name glance as you approach the person allows you to add the person's name into the conversation, and you will get 10 times more further with that particular interaction than you would if you just oddly walked up and said, hi, how are you? Does that make sense? Number 6, ask great questions. Ask great questions. Instead of saying, hey, do you know what they're having for lunch? Say, how many years has this convention been happening? Or where was this conference hosted last year? Or do you know where it's going to be next year? Or you could say, of the speakers that tend to come to this conference, which ones do you tend to fare the best? Which ones do you enjoy the most and why? Are they doing a networking mixer afterwards? Do you know where that's going to be held? Is there a special program just for first-time attendees? Is there a mentoring program or a matchmaker program or a buddy-to-buddy program for people who are new to this particular conference or event? I'm brand new. This is my first time, and I'd love to make connections with people who are already out there kicking butt and taking names. You would be amazed at how many programs are set up at conferences and at events specifically for first-timers and newcomers. Listen, conferences, associations, conventions love first-timers. So take advantage of it, especially if you're new. You'll get special treatment, special lunches, special networking events, special access. Sometimes they'll even let you meet the speakers and the subject matter experts at the event because they're trying to entice you to join and return. So if you're new, oh my gosh, take advantage of it. Instead of looking at it as oh my God, I got the scarlet letter on because I'm new, take full advantage of that opportunity. And can I put some money in your pocket? Let's go. Final tip, bonus, meet a lot of great people, but do me a favor. Understand something powerful. Jim Rohn, who's Tony Robbins' mentor, said this: fortunes are in the follow-up. If you meet 100 people, great. It's not about meeting 100 people. It's not about putting 100 people's business cards into your database. It's about who out of those 100 people are you willing to follow up with enough to get the business. Does that make sense? Because the fortunes, my friend, are in the follow-up. You follow these amazing tips, you will go into your next event. You'll go into any event, any networking event, any conference event, any convention event, fearless, dominating, ready to crush it, ready to kick butt and take names. Listen, I want to help you be fearless in your speaking. I want to help you be fearless in your presentation skills. So do us a favor. Listen, register right now for our upcoming conference. It's called Crush the Stage. It's about a 3-day speaker training boot camp where I teach you how to be fearless on stage. Warren Buffett said the most important business skill he ever developed was his ability to speak in public. It's going to be a 50x asset to you in business or a 50x liability to you in business. Register right now at crushthestage.com. That's crushthestage.com. I can't wait to help you become fearless on stage, off stage, networking, conference, convention, doesn't matter. Follow these steps and you will dominate.